Hello, good morning. It is February 18, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. My name is Chris Johnson, your congenial host of this wonderful morning vlog podcast. I am in my bed. I'm in my bed office. This is my most common, this is my most used office. I have multiple offices. I have my desk office and my bed office, and then whatever. I used to have more offices back when I had my own place. But I've just been up since 7 a.m. Tired. Had a lot of coffee yesterday. This morning, I'm skipping coffee. I don't even really want to wake up. Because there's still no day to start yet. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. I start a new job, which is a part-time job here in Kansas City. It's what I've been looking forward to. I'm excited for. It's a deep box of excitement. When I'm excited for something, I put it in a box. Like, I don't even register it. I got the text yesterday, and it was like, all right, you're on. See you 6 p.m. I said, okay, cool. And I just continued stressing out about whatever I was stressing out about yesterday. So I haven't even allowed myself to feel that excitement, which is there. Like, it's something in there, but yeah, it's just a new situation. I'm not going to know what the situation is like until I get there. So no use thinking about it. There's no use thinking about it. My gut is I got a little bit of reflux again. Oh, sorry for my PJs. So I gotta actually sit up. I like this lounge position. I was hoping to do this just in my lounge. Like, here's my, when I'm in bed. This is my when I'm in bed pose. I'm just like, click, click, click. This is kind of what I look like. And now, see, there's trash. I didn't frame that trash properly, but it seems like it's fine. It's just a quick trip bag. Cool. Anyway, welcome to my bedroom office. I do want this carrot salad I had this morning to get into my stomach instead of getting stuck in that lower esophageal sphincter, which I need to drink more milk, do some more exercise. There's a crazy study. All right, let's find one of my favorite scientific study here real quick. Since we are going to be on Twitter a little bit. But first, let me find it. It's not going to be favorite study. Paper. This guy... I really have to find this now. Oh no. It's a single guy. It's my favorite scientific paper of all time. And we are going to be talking about science today. The subject is stress pathology. But before this, the indexer is broken. Scientific, and this was from 3 or 4 years ago. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I found it. It was only 2 years ago. Okay, we'll start with this. We will start with this. Fine. All of my accounts are linked. There's no reason to not link them. capture. This is the window I want. This paper is called A Simple Exercise to Strengthen the Lower Esophageal Sphincter and Eliminate Acid Reflux. Gastroesophageal reflux. An autobiographical case report. We're going to go through this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So we pull this up here. Oh. Webcam. We got to do all this in real time because we're not prepared. This paper rules. For me, I'll pop over here. And I wish there was a way to just... Okay, here we go. A little bit taller. Yeah, that's fine. I can scroll down a little bit. It is going to capture this window. This window crap doesn't matter. Like, as a matter of form, whatever. Window crap doesn't matter. Let's just go through this real quick, and then we'll get to the meat of this. But this is the best scientific paper ever. Okay. Here's the context. The lower esophageal sphincter is it's the sphincter. It does this. It's a sphincter. It closes. It's a circle that closes, and it's between your esophagus, which is the pipe that food goes down to, in your stomach. Your stomach's right here. So the LES, it's like a muscle. It's literally a muscle, and it contracts. And when food, normally I don't know what the normal state is. Normally, food goes down your esophagus, it hits the sphincter, and then it works properly, and it gets in your stomach, and then it closes. And the reason it closes because your stomach has all this acid and bile, and it's got this soup that's digesting food. It's got that simmering, gross stew thing. So when your LES, when the muscle isn't closing properly, when you're like under stress, or like if someone punches you in the stomach, I don't know, all sorts of things can happen. Bile shoots up through the hole back into your esophagus, or stomach acid. Okay. And that's what causes acid reflux. That's when you get heartburn. Like there's a whole set of associated like conditions and problems that are literally just a mechanical issue that you can understand and debug. There's a whole tirade. Just don't take protein. Whatever. Listen to your fucking doctor. Okay. Take all the fucking drugs. If you have a problem and you feel bad, take all the fucking drugs and get surgery. Fuck off. Go do it. I don't care. If you want to be a crazy badass, read the scientific paper. Okay. This is a novel exercise described for resistance training of the lower esophageal sphincter. Resistance training. It's a muscle. You want to do LES lifts. You want to lift. What does that mean? This guy's a fucking crazy person. This guy is a crazy person, okay? We're reading the output of a maniacal, crazy mind. And it's a single... Whatever. We'll read the paper. Resistance is provided by gravity as food is swallowed and pushed up an incline into the stomach. Okay, I'm sitting like this. This is not the proper form. The incline is established by kneeling with the head bowed lower than the stomach. I'm not going to do this, right? But the point is to invert yourself. The point is that you want to flip your whole system. After several months of daily repetitions, systems of gastroesophageal reflux ceased, and the exercise was discontinued without relapse. So he solved his problem without Tums, without protein pump inhibitors, without doing the Eric Berg trick of like doing apple cider vinegar to restore the pH balance in your stomach. There's a million ways to fix acid reflux, and he didn't do any of them. He did this. He trained. I'll get to it. An introduction. GES results from weakness or relaxation of the LES. Personal experience of this problem led me to think about it repeatedly. It's just like every sentence in this paper is gold. I'm telling you. Like, listen to this. Personal experience with this problem led me to think about it repeatedly. Tell me that's not a sentence a crazy person would utter, right? Like, I had a problem. I thought about it, I looked it up a little bit, and I thought about it a lot. And that's why I'm writing this paper. Total fucking crazy person. Someone stop this man. Someone stop this man. I came to entertain the hope that strengthening the LES might alleviate my reflux problem. Voluntary muscle can be strengthened by resistance training, but involuntary muscle like the LES characteristically cannot be strengthened in this manner. So, it's involuntary and voluntary muscle recruitment. This is a whole topic I know nothing about. Your heart, your bicep is a voluntary. You can voluntarily activate your bicep muscles. Your heart is autonomic. It just automatically goes up and down. There's no conscious input that can control your heart rate. We're just going to go with that. Involuntary muscles. So LES is categorized as an involuntary muscle that cannot be strengthened. So you can't actually, like, there is no way to, like, there's no muscle. Like, you can't just, like, be like, okay, where's my LES? Is it right down here? Can I feel it? No, I'm feeling abdominals right around the LES. Like, I don't have that good of an interoception that I can feel my own LES, and I'm not gonna try because I'm not very crazy. The esophagus, however, offers a special case. The swallowing process begins as a voluntary act, which ultimately initiates a peristaltic wave of involuntary contractions through the smooth muscle in the lower 2/3 of the esophagus. So you can swallow. That is the top part. You have some voluntary control over, and this will automatically just like trigger the rest of the LES to do some contractions. It occurred to me that the LES might be strengthened if it were made to do a little extra work. The novel resistance training described here accomplishes this by requiring the LES to push food upward against gravity. Ladies and gentlemen, this madman ate food for several months at an incline training. Like, he'd take a bite of food. Okay. Are we going to keep going? Okay, case presentation. I had been experienced GES for a number of years. And let's read this guy's story, actually. I was going to go into this Less Wrong post about stress pathology, but, like, this guy is the gold standard. This is a published, mind you, this is a published scientific paper in some fucking curious magazine. Okay, I don't know what this is. What is this? PMC. These guys seem great. If there's like a journal that would publish this guy, I don't even know if this is a journal. I assume it is. I don't know anything about academia, man. Yeah, cool. Okay. This is one good medical journal because they published this guy's blog posts. Okay, that's what this is. This is a blog post, but it's a published academic blog post. All right. So we're gonna read this guy's blog posts. I had been experiencing gastroesophageal reflux for a number of years. The symptoms became dramatically worse immediately after an endoscopy in 2016, in which an inexplicably large biopsy, estimated to be about 0.3 by 0.5 by 0.2 centimeters, but not actually measured in 3 dimensions, was taken from my esophagus to rule out Barrett's esophagus. Nonetheless, all of my symptoms were eventually substantially controlled with ranitidine, 150 milligrams 3 times a day, and a bed wedge. The ranitidine was a minor nuisance, but even after several refinements, the bed wedge remained intolerable. Is that a protein pump inhibitor? I don't know. That's what I was prescribed when I had some acid reflux, or I was prescribed a protein pump inhibitor. I don't know what this drug is, and I'm not going to look it up because we're just reading. Eventually, I devised the following regimen with the intent of providing the LES with some resistance training. The resistance was provided by positioning my head below my stomach in a kneeling posture. This required food being swallowed to be pushed up an incline. I began eating part of each breakfast, oatmeal, and sometimes lunch, a sandwich, in the exercise position. I would kneel on a platform, which happened to be 6.5 inches high, take a normal mouthful, chew it as needed, and prepare to swallow. I would then lay my forearms and the backs of my hands on the floor, rest my head on my hands, and complete the swallowing process. With a little practice, I was soon able to initiate and complete the swallowing process with my head resting on my hands on the floor. I did not attempt to determine what the optimal height of the platform might be, or if, indeed, any was necessary. 68 days after beginning daily LES exercises, I noticed that I could bend over at the hip and pull weeds in my garden without acid running into the back of my throat. This was not possible the previous year. I then tried sleeping without the bed wedge, but found it was still needed. I interpreted those observations to indicate that the LES was getting stronger, but still not strong enough. For about 5 more months, I remained ambivalent as to whether the exercise would fully correct my problem, and eventually sought help at the Cleveland Clinic. A 24-hour pH and manometry test was done, which yielded completely normal results. I then discontinued the use of the bed wedge and now have no symptoms that I can attribute to gastroesophageal reflux. I considered the possibility that a continuing training regimen might be necessary to fully maintain full LES function. So rather than risk a relapse, I continued to do the exercise a few times each week for a few months and then less frequently. I have not done the exercise at all for the past 2 years with no relapse. My elimination of gastroesophageal reflux includes benefits beyond the ability to sleep comfortably on a horizontal surface. I can again do vehicle maintenance, lying on my back with no esophageal discomfort. On one occasion, I needed to do a minor repair to the gutter on my house in a location where the placement of a ladder was somewhat inconvenient. I was able to do the repair in about 10 minutes while lying prone, looking downward near the edge of the sloping roof with no esophageal discomfort. Excuse me again. Estimating from the pitch of the roof and my orientation with respect to the edge of the roof, my stomach was about 2 to 3 inches higher than my throat during this repair. These observations further attest to the restored competence of my LES. So, his bro science hack, which should not have worked because it goes against the grain of science, of the latest medical research and recommendations from doctors. This monomaniacal crank is reporting in this blog post that his bro science hack worked and that his LES was restored. And then he's prudent. This guy's an actual scientist. Like, he knows what he's doing. He is presenting a hypothesis, and he is being correctly vigilant and conscientious about it. In retrospect, I probably should have tested sleeping without the bed wedge at intervals after I first noticed an improvement in LES function, but once I had determined that I no longer needed the bed wedge, I would probably never have gotten the pH and manometry test, and this report, were it to be made, would have been based entirely on my interpretation of symptoms. These observations clearly constitute proof of the concept of the LES exercise. I could poke holes in this if I wanted to. There's a whole bunch of stuff about the mind, the brain-gut connection, and how that influences esophageal reflux. Like, there's a lot of research here. I'm going to send this to a friend who's good at that stuff and see what he thinks. Hopefully others will benefit from this exercise, and their experiences may become the basis of a standardized protocol for its use. Many details, which I simply guessed at, could be optimized by systematic study. The height of or need for a kneeling platform, the frequency and duration that constitute effective training sessions, and a time frame in which the results may be expected might all be determined. The texture and amount of food being swallowed may have some significance. It also remains to be seen if any contraindications exist for the LES exercise. This exercise is possibly quite safe for any otherwise healthy person, but anyone beginning this exercise should use reasonable caution while developing his or her technique as to avoid any discomfort. Very important disclaimer.
I love this. I'm going to steal this verbiage exactly. Contraindication. Okay. That's for my notes. Conclusions. The resistance training exercise to strengthen the LES has many desirable attributes. It may eliminate the cause of gastroesophageal reflux rather than treat its symptoms, and may well be a permanent solution to the problem. The exercise involves little to no risk or cost, and its use may be beneficial to many people. The content published in Curious is the results of clinical experience and/or research by independent individuals and organizations. Curious is not responsible for the scientific accuracy or reliability of data or conclusions published herein. All content published within Curious is intended only for educational research and reference purposes. Additionally, articles published within Curious should not be deemed a suitable substitute for the advice of a qualified healthcare professional. Do not disregard or avoid professional medical advice due to content published within Curious. No competing interests exist. Human ethics. Yeah, there was one person. It was himself. The N value, if you're a science nerd, studies with N equal 1 are not good, bro. You need N equal 1,000 for real science, okay? And what about, there's so many problems with this. There's so many problems. If you think about it, it's a blog post. If you think about it, this guy wrote a blog post and published it in a magazine, which I think is pretty cool. GERD. So again, and I will repeat all of these disclaimers more heavily than this. If for some reason you're one of the 5 people watching this and you have GES, do not do this. Don't do this. This is dumb. This is a dumb fucking thing to do, especially if you're American. If you're like a fat American, don't do this. Don't do this. Please. Do all this. Consult a doctor and get your fucking drugs. I'm telling you. I'm serious about that. This is my favorite scientific paper of all time. I have 8 minutes left. I don't want to go to the next subject. I do want to take a break and smoke a cigarette. So here's Curious. Here's my Twitter feed. Here is a blog post I wrote on Less Wrong. Here, just have Less Wrong. Have the Less Wrong homepage for 5 minutes while I fuck off and do the shit I want to do. That was tiring. Okay. Realistically, we got 5 minutes here. I'll give a little life update since this is my morning video vlog. My battery's at 20%. So, realistically, this is my life update vlog. I've been having a lot of fun on Twitter and the internet the last 6 weeks. I've been having a lot of fun reconnecting with people and doing projects again and writing several things. I've been doing this video blog. I've been writing. I've been doing game design. I'm producing a lot of activity. I'm highly active. I'm active again. But in the nuts and bolts of my life, I'm still starting a second career. I've retired from software engineering. I am done with the fantasy that I'm a good software developer. I had this fantasy for a long time that I was good at software engineering, and I'm still recovering from that. So while I'm starting a second career, somewhere in the direction of nutrition, physical therapy, wellness, mindfulness, somewhere in this direction, I know what direction I'm going. In the interim, there's a lot of nuts and bolts, basic life stuff that gets accomplished. All this stuff moves very slowly. All of these things are like fixing my car, finding a part-time job, getting some spending cash, being able to afford anything, being able to afford it. Right now, I have mastered the frugal way of life. I am so frugal, it's ridiculous. Nobody is more frugal than me. Nobody. I know I count down to dimes. Like a dime is a unit of money that makes sense to me. It used to be like, anyway. I'm still very poor, very, very poor. My car still has some issues that need to get fixed. I'm still staying with family. I'm still staying with family members. So while I have my room is my own space. The rest of the house is the house I'm living in. My car, I come back to my car because my car is the only piece of property. Outside of this MacBook and my car, these are the only two pieces of property, and my desktop computer, which just went out yesterday. I own 3 pieces of property that are kind of like keep me grounded. And one of them went out yesterday, so I need to go fix my computer. My desktop computer is... I need to fix this. I need to fix my computer. So that's something I can do today. Outside of all that, thank you for watching. This is like somewhat of a watchable... this is somewhat 30 minutes of stuff I don't feel embarrassed about like sending to people. Most of the episodes so far are just making like clearing my throat and saying shit that comes to mind. I do hope to make more episodes like this. Like I want to focus on specific topics and like have stuff. But ultimately, this habit is sacred to me. So I don't care. I'm not going to prepare anything. It's just something I do. 30 minutes,